Ramu, can you tell me yourself, your current project and role and responsibility?
Yeah, I have a total 11 plus years of experience. Presently working as a lead software engineer. My role is lead, and as a lead, I want to have my own team to deliverable of the each sprints to discuss with the scrum meetings, discuss with the business on-site SMEs to get the requirements. If there is any deviations on the requirement, you need to have a setup of meeting with the business analyst and trying to map it. I try to complete it as within on a target. Apart from that, I do have exposure on different clouds, Azure, AWS, and I was working with the .NET Core microservices. I was a part of a Center of Excellence team to do the POCs, the different problem statements. And apart from that, I have exposure on creating the pipelines by using YAML template and using the different Azure services to connect with the internal of the apps which was hosted in the Azure app. That's all this role responsibilities. Coming to the projects is in airline catering system. It's basically a catering management platform. It will use in all international airports by the different clients. The clients are the Air India, Air Canada, Lufthansa, like that. We need to prepare a food from the all the customers instead of the flight. Those things, the application we have to take care of inventory management, invoice management to the customers, and getting the information using the different APIs in terms of Windows service or in terms of web APIs. It is involving of ERP system to checking with the account payable and account receivable and different ways of processing the data. Yeah, that's all, Anju. Anju, I think are speaking with mute or I'm not able to hear you anything, Anju.
Hello.
Yeah. Now I'm able to hear you.
Yeah, sorry for this. Can you elaborate your current project architectures?
Yeah, it's an MVC architecture. It was developed like 6 years back. Now it was we are migrating to microservice. In the microservices architecture, we have an identity service and inventory service, dispatch service, as well as it's a kind of a customer interaction service, which was divided into different services, and these services was hosted into the Azure as a container, AKS Azure Kubernetes service, and we will inventory service. Basically, it will try to check that what is the inventory is available, what are the predictions in the next 15 days. Based on these predictions, we will make it as orders to the different vendors. We have the vendor and vendor services also there. As of now, we have completed. We have successfully migrated three of the service: inventory service, identity service, dispatch service, as well as vendor service. And there is other things are also in the pipeline. Once everything is it is in clear paused, and they are trying to start with the UAT for the next year Q1 release deployments.
Okay, that's cool. You have exposure with the microservices also, right?
Correct. Yeah.
And you have knowledge of the C#, .NET, and SQLs, and microservices, Azure, and all that.
Correct.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
Okay, Ramu, just we are first focus about the basic concept related to .NET, C#, and then after move forward. Okay.
Okay.
Suppose in the .NET I'm asking, suppose in a different version of assembly available, I want to use a specific version of assembly on my project. How can we use?
We can use the using statement. We can, for example, I have the one of the assembly which is already there in the using statement. Otherwise, I can able to use the using block of that thing, and I can able to use the specific assembly.
Okay. Just 1 minute. Ramu. Yes. Where the assembly. Okay. In the part of this, what's the difference between enumerable and icurable?
Yeah, basically, the enumerable, which is used for the in-memory filtering, searching, and sorting, and iQueryable, I want to have the latest live data. In those cases, I can go with the iQueryable. The namespaces is difference, and system.link is iQueryable, system.collection is enumerable. Enumerable is the base class for all the collections, and iQueryable, which is used to get the data from the database for each and every operation. For example, if I want to do the select and where and order by and all the things, it has to be it needs to be the SQL server traversing for to connect the database and perform the operation, getting it. But in iQueryable, it has to be do with all getting the data at once, and it has to be perform the where condition and filter condition and order by condition to reduce the number of round trips to the server.
Okay. What is your delegate? And which scenario you need to use of the delegate?
Yeah, delegate, there are multiple ways. For example, I don't want to create a method signature. I want to go ahead with the anonymous way of method implementation. I can go ahead with the delegate. Second thing is, I don't want to create a class and method and creating an object to access that method. In that case, I don't want, even though it's a simple functionality or complex functionality, I can go ahead with the create a method, and I can use that create a delegate and assign this method to the delegate and call the delegates. So you can able to basically the delegate is a pointer to a function. It will pointing to the function, and I can able to call the function directly without creating an instance of an object.
Okay. What is your multicast delegate?
Multicast delegate, there is I want to call for example, single cache delegate is used to call the single function. Multicast delegate is used to call the I think I forget exactly. It is I believe it is used to call the chain of the functions, function chaining.
Okay. Another concept of async and wait.
Sorry, can you repeat the question?
The concept of async and wait.
Yeah.
So can you explain that?
Yeah, basically async and await. We have a two kind of operations.
Async and wait. Your voice is not coming.
Are you able to hear me now?
Hello.
Are you able to hear me now? Anju, are you able to hear me now? Hello?
Ramu, can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm able to hear you.
But your video is not coming.
Maybe some network issue from your end, I am thinking, because I was checking of all the things.
Okay, yeah.
Do you want me to rejoin again?
No, that's coming. It's properly.
Okay.
Okay, you know the concept of async and wait?
Yeah.
So can you explain that?
Yeah, basically async and await, I want to have that IO bound operations. There might be some network call to the database. There might be some kind of API call which is calling to the other service. Those case I can go ahead with the async and await. Basically, async and await, it will use the multi-core processing. For example, the request will execute in the multiple cores, then it will give a more kind of a performance in terms of the end user point of view.
Okay. Suppose you have written some API call and using the wait functionality. And there is a next line, some code are there. So in the wait is waiting for the response coming. Then after going to next line of execution, going to the next line of execution before waiting a response coming. It depends on the await keywords. Internally, it will use the state mechanism. Based on that await, it will find it and it will wait for the response has to become. Otherwise, it will create a separate kind of some process in terms of the state. It won't based on the await statement. It will wait it or it won't wait. Okay, that's good. What is the state management technique available in the MVC? There are state management we can able to achieve VBAC, VData, temp data sessions we can able to use, and query strings also we can use in terms of passing this cookie ID in each request. Okay. Suppose there is a 5 controller A, B, C, D, F. I want to share data between A to B, B to C, C to D. How can do this? We can use with sessions, and we can also use with the temp data. So we know the temp data is there is one problem. Suppose you are sharing the data A to B, that's okay. But you want to share the data between A to B, B to C, C to D, that putting the temp data going like till the bond. Yeah, we can use the keep and peek method. Okay. You have knowledge about the .NET Core, right? Yeah. So suppose there is a 5 middleware A, B, C, D, F. I want to a specific B and F middleware only execute. How can do this? Can you repeat the question, please? A, B, C. There is a 5 middleware A, B, C, D, F. Okay. I want to execute only B and F middleware. Rest one are the skip. How can do this? So I can go ahead with underscore next dot complete. Okay. Hello. Yeah, we can use that context dot complete task. It will stop it execution. Otherwise, you can use the app dot run method. It won't execute of other piece of middleware in the request pipeline. Okay. Suppose there is a situation in your project. You have developed the old version of the .NET Core application. That means suppose 3.0 you have implemented. But no, in the market is going to close on 3.0. So we need to upgrade .NET 3.1 to 6.0. How can do this upgradation process? Upgradation process we can do by using the migrate assistant. Also we can do that with the .NET providing with the migrate assistant. Other ways also we can do in terms of only the changes in terms of .NET 6 there is no concept of a startup class and other things, right? We can do those changes in the startup class and program.cs and startup class changes. We can do that one. How can do this? You are saying that means you are using a startup.cs class and from the CSS class is using of this 6.0. So it's possible. It's possible in the sense if there is two ways we can do that. One is a manual thing of the changing of program.cs as well as startup.cs class. What functionality you are going to change? They have that configure services and configure method, right? We have the configure service inside of configure service and iService collection. We need to register the dependency injection. In those cases, in the .NET 6, we don't have that much of these things like configure method and configure services. Those things we can avoid and we can able to use the directly of injection and directly use the middlewares. Otherwise, we can use that migrate assistant tool to do that migrating from the 3.4 to 6.0. Okay. So I want to upgrade all the nuget package on the latest version. How can do this? We can use with different ways. Like we can open the solution and we can able to find that what is the package version.
That is the one of the way, and after that updating the manually, find off all the places of the particular package with the current version to the latest version. I can do that one. Otherwise, I can use that a Nugget package manager of the solution and try to select with the version of what is the current version, what is the latest version. I can able to do that with the migrate Nugget package manager.
Okay, what are the major features available in the .NET 6.0?
Major features available in .NET 6.0, I was able to see that record is one of the type, and another thing is initialization of the model properties, and top level statement introduction, as well as some kind of changes in the patterns of regular expression patterns.
You have knowledge about the Azure also, right?
Yeah.
What services you are using in Azure?
I have used the function app and app services, Azure Kubernetes AKS, Azure Kubernetes services, and the container registry, Azure Redis cache, and I have used in the monitoring the tools, monitoring tool, and storage account.
What are the Azure policies?
The policy basically it is allow or restrict based on the some kind of privileges based on the region or based on the subscription wise. I can create a policy, and based on the policy it has to be assigned to the subscription. It will be allow or restrict the users based on the policy execution.
Okay. What are the how are you creating the CDCF package?
I have implemented by using YAML, way of implementation, creating the trigger, and after that we have the jobs. Inside of a job contains multiple of the step inside of the each step might be having the build and release stage, as well as QA stage or UAT stage, like that. It's a completely as a YAML pipeline. We can use as a Azure task assistant. I will try to use this task assistant and assign the specific input for that particular task. If you take as input of Docker, the Docker is we need to build the Docker, and we need to push the Docker to the Docker container registry. Those things we need to be create a service connection in the Azure DevOps pipeline, and we can able to give as an input of the solution or whatever the Docker file input to the Docker task. Docker task will try to run that build and try to push that image to Docker container registry. This is one of the tasks I am giving, but it has to be number of tasks inside of the job, and job inside of on the top we have the stages. We have the build and deploy stage, or release to QA stage, release to pre-prod, based on the permissions on the region wise, or based on the UAT or QA people the signed up. Gates also we have introduced. Based on the gates approval, it will try to deploy to the respective environment.
Okay. What is your Azure Security Center?
Sorry?
How you are maintaining this authentication and authorization on your current project?
We have used OAuth 2 and OpenID Connect. We can use the JWT token as a private secret key and audience. Audience is a kind of a service. In the microservices, we have the different type of audience, and based on the audience as well as based on the secret key, we will try to validate the JWT key, and we will try to get the claims from the particular request, and try to check on whether the particular claim is having the permission on the particular action method or not.
Suppose you have developed applications, one page, user is ideal for one page 1 and 2 minutes. After that, one pop-up will come, and pop-up is saying your token will expire within 1 and 2 minutes. Okay, there are two options, one for the continue, other for the exist. When I press the continue button, so whatever you are doing, that going on the smooth manner. So how can we implement the continue button?
Continue, but we have a one page, and the page we have the pop-up. There might be. I am giving as my understanding. You can correct me.
Just an example of the banking sector. So commonly we are facing a this issue.
Yeah.
The ideal one page, and then after one pop-up is the comment pop-up is saying your token will expire 1 and 2 minutes.
Okay.
So they have to continue, but then how can they? What business logic you are going to implement on the continue?
Yeah, continue button. I have the refresh token. I can go ahead with the take that refresh token and regenerate an access token again, and based on that access token, I can able to do the perform the operation next levels.
Okay. Now can you share a screen?
Okay.
Just open the notebook. Okay. You have knowledge of the design pattern?
Yeah.
You have knowledge of the design pattern?
Yes, I have knowledge and design pattern.
Hello.
I think
just like the code of the singleton class.
Okay. Yeah. Are you able to see my screen?
Yes. Okay. And the part of the singleton, why you are creating the private constructor?
Yeah, private constructor. I don't want to give this class has to be inherited by the subclasses.
Okay. God is sure.
Yeah.
How can we restrict the create more than one object of this class?
Yeah, I have given the sealed class. It will not allow to use the child classes as to be use it. And I given as a private constructor, it will not allow to extend by the child parent class to the child classes.
Okay, that's cool. You know the concept of solid principle?
Yeah. So what is the I stand for? Interface segregation. Basically, as a project, as a module perspective, I do have the different kind of implementation. As an interface segregation, I have the different customers. Instead of giving all the methods, even though they are not using it, I can divide those all the methods into the sub interfaces, and I can provide those sub interfaces to the respective clients. Then they can implement whatever the respective implementation. Those principle is stating that don't want to make that the clients are end users, even though they don't need of all the functionality. We don't want to make them forced implementation of other things, other methods which they don't need. How many way you are implement DI? In .NET Core? Yes. Yeah, we can use with singleton, scoped, and transient. Suppose you are also having the client and team account, right? Yeah. Suppose in your team there is a 3 member. Okay. The project condition is a very critical, and the one member is not doing the performance very well. Okay. So he is avoiding all this instruction and everything. So how can we handle this situation? Yeah. First of all, we need to understand what is the problem. Okay, what is the problem? Why he is not able to? We need to discuss with the in person, one to one. Try to get as a lead and try to get what is the problem statement. Whether it could be the some kind of health issues, some kind of family issues, some kind of performance, or it might be the some technical reason as well. Maybe he is not aware of those technical things which he is going to be implement. We need to find out the root cause, and based on the findings, one-to-one discussion, we need to make a measure. We need to find out corrective action in terms of if it is a personal issue or family issue. We need to give some kind of the work-life balance in terms of the work as well as their family, and we will try to include the other team members to make up the speed up of his task. Second thing is it could be the some kind of a technical challenges. He is not able to handle the technical stuff. We need to make them give some kind of big task to the small task. Assign them what are the kind of some kind of every hourly the KT session or is a kind of training session, and make them to understand and make them to like 50 to 60% of his productivity. The remaining thing as a lead, and I need to segregate that whatever the task or the subtask to the other team members to make the sprint releases go. Okay. You are also involved in the estimation of the project? Yeah. How you are doing the estimation of the project? It's estimation depends on the technology stack, depend on the what is the current team size, what are the advantages or disadvantages of using the using as a in terms of the choosing of the technology. It depends on the if choosing of technologies from our end, it is very useful. It will be accurate of estimates of the technology is chosen by the clients, and we don't have that much of the tech stack in our current thing. We need to initiate the training session, and we need to make them. First of all, try to take the sprint and try to get that what are the tasks are available for a sprint, and based on the how many of it could be the some kind of UA work or DB work or the .NET coding work, or some kind of involvement of the DevOps team to create the Azure resources. These are the we need to divide into the all the big story into the small pieces, and we need to discuss with the team, not only me, because as a lead I can give as a 2 hours. As a team has to be given in terms of high level of estimation in terms of release, and after that I need to correct it, and I need to give a some kind of plus or minus of 20% of in terms of the variation you have to give. There might be some kind of leaves, the team has to be unplanned leaves or planned leaves, and the holidays and Saturday Sundays. These are all the things we need to consider as while giving an estimate to the any of the project deliverable. Okay, that's good.
Suppose you are handling, what are the major challenges you face to handling the team? Handling the client.
Yeah, the client, I was able to see that for every release, there could be some kind of blockers or some kind of urgent issues which they are already using in the production. And to avoid those things, there could be the number of reasons. Like multiple teams are using with the same the project. There could be some kind of missing of impacting of the current module. There might be some kind of optional parameters passing and null handling, or some kind of deployment was not pre-deployment script was not included or not executed on the releases side whenever there is a new sprint is giving to the production releases. uh, these are the things which we observed as part of a regular the deployment stage. We need to have some kind of a standard guidelines whenever we want to release any of the project. The DevOps team, development team leads, as well as other team members has to be there, and we need to be proactive rather than the reactive.
Okay, you have knowledge of the microservices also, right?
Correct.
So how can we share the data between one services to other services?
We can use the event sourcing by using the RabbitMQ or service bus.
That's okay, Ramu. I have done for the technical evolutions. So HR will update you.
Sure. Thank you. Thanks for your time.
Thank you very much.
Bye.
Thank you.